Wrestlemania Recap. Who were the big winners? Who were the losers? And what is the fallout? Everything will be explained. I am Tanya Tate and this is Wrestling with Tanya. Oh my god, we have a lot to talk about this week, and I picked the wrong time to start a wrestling podcast. This is the second episode, and already we might have a doubly long one. And that's because it's Wrestlemania. Okay, before we get into all of the WrestleMania, let's start with the Wrestling with Tanya news. Okay, first the good news. The first episode got nearly 1,000 viewers, and that was without any promotion aside from a couple of tweets. So I've been wanting to do the podcast for a while, then all of a sudden there was a rush to get something out before WrestleMania. So moving forward, every episode will be promoted better. So make sure that you tell all your mates. I'm not going to be putting on makeup for no reason. And now for the bad news. 0! Yes, 0 have signed up to my Patreon. What the hell? Come on now, lads. Have a heart. Support Wrestling with Tanya by kicking in a few quid. You know, I think once we get it going, you'll be more inclined to show some love. And remember, the Patreon crew will get to watch the podcast while everyone else will only get to hear it. So if you want to see what I'm doing, sign up! One thing I think I'm going to do is release the exclusive video version for the Patreon people on Thursday and the free audio version on Friday or Saturday. So what do you think about that? Some big WWE news is that Paige has announced that she is no longer an in-ring performer. This is something that's been making mention on news sites for a while, but she confirmed it on Raw this past Monday night. Quite a shame really, because I always enjoy seeing a fella Brit in action. But we have not seen the last of Miss Paige. She'll be acting as general manager of Smackdown. Well done, Paige. On the eve of WrestleMania, the fine people of Funko announced several upcoming figures. This new series is pretty cool. It features a mixture of wrestling legends, new costumes and more. There are 11 figures coming, which include 3 chase figures and 1 exclusive to look out for. First, the Hardy Boys, Matt and Jeff. So Broken Matt Hardy has got a black vest top on, like silver pants, and he's got his distinguished white hair. It's half white, half black. So that's what he looks like. So Jeff Hardy is holding his hand up like he's doing a gun sign with each of his hands. He's wearing all black with some purple on his arms. You can see his tattoos are on his skin as well. And he's got those big green loops in his ears, like a fluorescent bright green. WWE Hall of Famer and Olympic gold medal winner Kurt Angle. He has got his fists up like he's ready to fight. He has got his one-piece unitard on that's blue with red stars, and he's wearing his gold medal around his neck. He's got no hair on his head. He's got eyes and eyebrows, but the rest of his face looks very blank. Wrestling legend and also WWE Hall of Fame superstar Sergeant Slaughter. He's wearing his green fatigues. He's got a big green hat on. He's got big silver-rimmed sunglasses with a little tiny black moustache hanging out of his mouth. It looks like he's got a cigar and he's got in his hand like a wand or a tool. So he's definitely all khaki done up. We revisit a WWE superstar that has already been made into a pop form, Triple H. This updated version is a Skull King take. Now, there are 2 of these, the common and the 1 in 6 chase, which actually has Triple H wearing the mask. So this version, he actually looks like a cross between Thor and Conan the Barbarian. So in the regular form, you can see his face with his hair and his beard. And I actually like the way they've got the furrows going on his head Now, when you look at Triple H, his furrows are rather deep. You can see these going on his pop. He's got tiny little trunks. He's got a weapon in each of his hands and his cape. And with the Chase version, it's the same paint, but he's actually got his mask going on. And it's kind of nice actually with all the intricate silver colouring going on. So there are two versions of Vince McMahon as well. The blue suit is the common, and the Chase figure is Vince wearing a salmon, okay, it's pink, coloured jacket. It's very WWF, very retro. So when Vince is wearing the blue, it's actually a very shiny type of blue, and it's got a red tie to go with it. So when Vince is wearing his retro style pink jacket, he has beige slack type trousers on, and he's got like a grey tie. In both of the versions, he's wearing a microphone in his hand that's got the WWE logo on. The Empress Asuka has 3 new figures. All 3 have the same sculpt. The only difference is the common one is not wearing a mask. So the Chase has a mask with purple and orange accents, and there will be a Target exclusive Asuka that has green accents on her mask. So a lot to look out for. And I'm actually a little behind with my WWE Pop collection, so I need to get hustling. Which ones have you got, or which ones are your favourite? Which ones do you need? We all need WWE Pops. WrestleMania 34 was nothing short of epic. It was a 7-hour show if you included the pre-show, and wow, I had a day. The 5th annual Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal started everything off. It was kind of hard to watch as it was just a bunch of dudes in the ring. And before I knew it, guys were getting tossed out left, right and centre. And every few minutes, Dolph Ziggler went over, but he was able to help himself. There was an advert in the middle of the match, so I don't know what happened, but when they came back, most of the ring was cleared out. Dolph was eliminated by Kane, which made little sense being that he survived several near eliminations throughout the match. I was really disappointed with Dolph Ziggler getting eliminated. I really wanted him to win. Matt Hardy ended up winning the match with an assist from Bray Wyatt. Cedric Alexander faced Mustafa Ali in the tournament final for the vacant WWE Cruiserweight Championship and won. WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale had a nice little twist at the end, but let's take it from the beginning. It was weird that Becky Lynch, Sasha and Bayley got their entrance music played while everyone else just kind of walked down to the ring. Natty, Lana, Absolution, Dana Brooke and so on. Yikes, oh my god. Carmella was the first to be eliminated with a kick by Sonya Deville. Everyone then ganged up on Dana Brooks and she was tossed over the top rope. And that is when all hell broke loose, when the over-talented and criminally underutilized Becky Lynch was eliminated. My heart sunk. I was really pulling for the last kicker. Frenemies Sasha Banks and Bayley pretty much cleaned house at the end, leaving just 2 of them in the ring to decide who would be the winner. But Bayley tossed Sasha out of the ring and started to celebrate her victory, not realizing Naomi had not been eliminated. Naomi hit Bayley with the rear view and won the match. It was an okay first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royale. That was the pre-show. Now WrestleMania really started in the triple threat match of the WWE Intercontinental Championship between The Miz, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins came out with a bit of a Game of Thrones White Walker look and was able to win the belt by pinning The Miz. This was a great start for the show. A lot of energy and some of the best wrestlers in the business. It was a lot of fun to watch. Next, we had Asuka challenge Charlotte Flair for the Smackdown Women's Championship. Charlotte came down to the ring with some gladiator dudes. A lot of gymnastic flips and moves by Charlotte, while Asuka was more straightforward in her attacks. Midway through the match, Charlotte got a little bit more violent and aggressive. Asuka turned up her aggression too and hit Charlotte with a suplex to the floor. Asuka started putting Charlotte in a series of holds and almost got her with each one. Charlotte came back with a spear that leveled Asuka. Charlotte caught Asuka with the figure eight and got her to tap out while securing the win. I, like most people, assumed that Asuka would win. I was a bit surprised. The match was incredible. Both women just showed how badass they are and what they can bring to the table. I know they can't be this intense on every Raw or SmackDown, but this was simply amazing. Well done, ladies. Next, we got Jinder Mahal versus Randy Orton versus Bobby Roode versus Rusev in a fatal four-way match for the WWE United States Championship. Jinder Mahal and Rusev were awesome to watch in this. Just two big guys slugging it out. Rusev almost won when he caught Jinder with a kick, but was able to rally and hit Rusev with a callus for the win. Ronda Rousey made her ring debut in a mixed tag team match in which she teamed up with Kurt Angle against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. This match was far more entertaining than I thought it would be, and Ronda was really on fire. One of my favourite bits was Ronda facing off against Triple H and pummeling him. The match was really alive for this match. Everyone was firing on all thrusters. Ronda finally got Stephanie in an arm lock and made her tap out. Really fun match. The triple threat tag team match for the WWE Smackdown Tag Team Championship featured the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos. The New Day once again came out with the most interesting and unique entrance of the show. They came out dancing and throwing up pancakes with vertically challenged people who also dressed like pancakes. But at one point I thought the Bludgeon Brothers broke Xavier Woods' when they threw him into a ring post. The New Day was pretty much kicked out of the picture, I thought. And the Usos mainly took on the Bludgeon Brothers. The Bludgeon Brothers hit Kofi with a powerbomb and got a pin for the win. Wrestlemania was running wild with Elias, who came down to meet John Cena at the ring. Cena was there to call out The Undertaker again. Cena squashed Elias with ease and started heading out when The Undertaker finally decided to show. Another quick match as The Undertaker defeated John Cena by hitting his trademark moves. Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, who now have lost their jobs at SmackDown. There was a lot of love for Daniel Bryan from the crowd. He just pummeled Owens and Zayn. Yes, 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 yes. The match I was waiting for was Alexa Bliss against Nia Jax. Poor Mickie James made the mistake of coming to the ring with Alexa and got destroyed by Nia. The match started with Nia quickly getting the upper hand. Surprisingly, Alexa was able to get some offensive moves in and even started putting a hurt on Nia. There were some points in the match when you thought Alexa actually had a chance to win. But then Nia staged a comeback and leveled Miss Bliss for the win. I love this match. It was a lot better than I expected it to be. I thought it was going to be a squash match, but Alexa put up one hell of a fight. Nia should have been champion a long time ago, and I'm really glad that she's got the belt. It's interesting what's going to happen next and who she is going to be challenged by. It's also going to be interesting to see what happens to Alexa next. Does she chase after the belt again? We'll see. It seemed like the match that everyone was waiting for was this one. AJ Styles defeated Shinsuke Nakamura for the WWE Championship. Awesome match. After it was over, Nakamura got in a low blow on Styles, setting up his heel turn. Braun Strowman found a partner for his tag team match tonight. A kid in the crowd named Nicholas. They won the WWE Raw Tag Team Championship titles away from Cesaro and Sheamus. Well, it was no surprise that Braun was going to win regardless of who he teamed up with, so I'm not entirely shocked. It sucks because I did want the belts to stay on the bar, but what can you do? I'm sure the lads will have their belts again soon. Brock Lesnar defeated Roman Reigns to retain the WWE Universal Championship. Brock pretty much beat the Roman to a bloody pulp. This Mania was nothing short of epic. The highlights for me were the women's matches, but there was a lot of other stuff that was great to watch. I think this is the best Mania it possibly could have been. 7 hours was a bit long, but you can't really complain as there was a whole lot packed in there. I wanted to see more women matches in the future. There is obviously a lot of great women wrestlers out there, so hopefully we will see that. Raw recap. The Raw after WrestleMania is always a special event. The fallout of the night before is felt. It starts the journey towards next year's WrestleMania, and just about anything can happen. This Raw was definitely a roller coaster. The show opened with Stephanie McMahon coming to the ring to address her loss to Ronda Rousey. She tried to sell to the crowd on the idea that it was part of her plan to lose to build Ronda up. No one was buying it, of course, and Ronda came out to listen to some of Stephanie's blabber before putting her back in an armbar. I doubt this is the end of this feud. The new Raw Women's Champion, Nia Jax, came out to chants of, "You deserve it, you deserve it," which was really cool. The best heel in the business, Alexa Bliss, came out with Mickie James to play the victim. This girl lays it on really thick. Nia announced her partner for the match against the girls would be Ember Moon of NXT. Even though Nia dominated Alexa and Mickie, she tagged Ember, who was able to catch Alexa with her finisher, the Eclipse, to get the pin. I'm a little disappointed that Alexa was pinned so quickly. This was the Raw Women's Champion for a good run, and now back to losses seems like a momentum killer. In the back, Braun Strowman and his tag team partner, Nicholas, surrendered the tag team belts they won at WrestleMania due to Nicholas's scheduling conflict of the 4th grade. No Way Jose made his entrance with a conga line in tow. Reminds me a bit of Adam Rose's posse that he used to make an entrance with. Just need a guy in a bunny suit. Jose got a win on someone. I don't even think his opponent was announced. So he squashed some dude that they couldn't be bothered to announce. Whatevs. Jobber. Sheamus and Cesaro heard about the relinquishing of the tag team titles and wanted their belts back. But Kurt Angle informed them that this would be a tournament that would see the winners face off against the Bar at the Greatest Royal Rumble. The Revival took on Anderson and Gallows, but the Revival got the win. Seth Rollins, the new Intercontinental Champion, came down to the ring next. He was there to pat himself on the back about his WrestleMania win. He was interrupted by Finn Balor to challenge him for the belt, and then he was interrupted by The Miz to moan about losing and invoke his rematch clause at the Backlash pay-per-view. The returning Jeff Hardy came out to set up a 3-on-3 match of the Miztourage versus Hardy, Balor and Rollins later in the show. Why Hardy aligned with Balor and Rollins, I have no idea. The Boss, Sasha Banks, took on the Golden Goddess, Mandy Rose. In Mandy's corner was Paige and Sonya Deville, while Sasha frenemy Bayley came to stand on his side of the ring. The crowd seemed more into Bayley than watching the match. They kept shouting for her. But it was a pretty good match. Mandy Rose got in some great offensive moves against Sasha, who was distracted by Bayley's presence. But that didn't last long, and after hitting her from the top rope, Sasha tossed Mandy out of the ring. Bayley, looking to take a swing at Mandy, knocked Sasha down. The distracted Sasha left herself open to get hit by Mandy, who then got the pin for the win. Really good match. A lot of back and forth between the women. It was nice to see Mandy pick up a win. The bad blood between Bayley and Sasha is gonna come to a head. Paige then picked up the mic to announce her retirement from in-ring performances due to a neck injury. She gave a moving speech about Daniel Bryan, giving her hope as he came back from a career-ending injury as well. Paige then left the ring a bit teary-eyed. Quite a shame about Paige, who was really in the beginning stages of her career. She really didn't get a chance to hit a solid run, but hopefully things will change and we'll see her back in the ring someday. This week, Elias traded in his shawl for a kimono, which was dead lovely, but I prefer the shawl. Shawl mania, baby! His man bun was on point too. That aside, he tried to insult the audience by calling them scumbags, but they actually liked it and started chanting, "We are scumbags, we are scumbags." The returning Bobby Lashley interrupted the festivities to slam Elias and leave. I don't know why, maybe he didn't like Elias's singing. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn appeared backstage to hit up Kurt Angle for jobs since they lost their Smackdown gigs at WrestleMania. Kurt offered one job to the winner of a match between them, kinda like that scene in The Dark Knight, but no pool cues. When Rhino and Heath Slater are in the ring, it could only mean one thing. We have a squash match coming up. And that's what we got, as the Authors of Pain destroyed the lads in minutes. I don't think they even got in any offensive moves. It was announced that fan favourite Roman Reigns will face off again against Brock Lesnar. Again. Did I say again? This time it will be the greatest Royal Rumble in a steel cage. Roman came down to the ring to voice his displeasure about Brock resigning with WWE, his finding out about the upcoming steel cage match on the internet, and implied that if he keeps facing Brock, he'll eventually get the WWE belt. A bit of a roundabout promo, but it came off somewhat awkward. You see. Samoa Joe's music hit and he came out to essentially call Roman a failure and that he was going to be waiting for him at Backlash. Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt tag teamed against Titus Worldwide and Apollo Crews as part of the tournament for the Raw Tag Team titles. Wyatt and Hardy got the win with a Sister Abigail Twist of Fate combo on Crews. Sami Zayn fought Kevin Owens for a job on Raw. It was a brutal battle with a few near fallouts, but it was a double count out, which means there was no winner, and no winner means no job. The main event was the six-man tag team of the Miztourage against Jeff Hardy, Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. For some reason, Jeff Hardy dressed as though he was sponsored by Fruit Stripe Gum. There was a lot of talent in the ring, but when Rollins got the tag, he came out like fire. He was on a tear. It was quite brilliant actually. He hit The Miz with a curb stomp for the win. The Miztourage showed that they were not just a comedy act. They came out strong and I was impressed. A great match all around. The Raw After Mania was pretty good. A lot of debuts and returns, but there was a clear formula. Someone was in the ring. They were interrupted by someone coming in. It got repetitive, but still it was a good watch. Smackdown Recap. Shane McMahon opened the show by announcing that Daniel Bryan has stepped down as the general manager now that he's back as an in-ring performer. His replacement? Paige! She came down to the ring to announce Daniel will be facing the WWE champ AJ Styles. Paige is really working that dark look with her makeup and outfit. The Usos faced off against the New Day lads to see who will fight the Bludgeon Brothers at the upcoming Greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view. I was really getting into the match, but it had 5 minutes of commercials playing alongside it. It was really annoying. Bit like my dog's toy. Usos got the win after hitting Xavier with a super kick and splash combo. Even though the New Day lost, they did have a lot of great moves and show just how much of a well-oiled machine that they are. Aside from all the funny bits, the New Day are a force to be reckoned with. I predict they will be the tag team champions again soon. Naomi was in the middle of a promo when Natty interrupted to say she didn't deserve the Wrestlemania win. Naomi met Natty in the ring. Great match. Both of the girls got to show off their distinct styles. Naomi did a lot of gymnastic style moves while Natty kept locking her up in holes. Natty is turning into a really fun heel. Shouting at the crowd, gloating whenever she gets the upper hand, really fun stuff. And with the Pebbles Flintstone style hairdo, she's simply adorable. Naomi unleashed a flurry of kicks, but Natty hit her back with a power bomb. It wasn't enough though, as Naomi got the win with a split leg moonsault. Renee Young had a quick interview with Shinsuke Nakamura, and I noticed she too had the Pebbles Flintstone hairdo. I think maybe I need to get in on this style. All the girls are doing it. SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair came out in her gold Ming the Merciless outfit to recap. SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair came out in a gold Ming the Merciless outfit to recap her WrestleMania match with Asuka when she was interrupted by the iconic Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, the Australian badass babes from NXT. Oh, and I made sure to follow them on Twitter. The girls mocked Charlotte, who went after them, but she kind of got caught up in her own robe. She must not have seen that Pixar movie, The Incredibles. No capes. Royce and Kay worked over Charlotte pretty good, throwing her into the steel steps, slamming her onto the outside floor. Just brutalized Charlotte. They left her in the ring to hold hands all the way back up the entrance ramp. I have to say, I did like the hand holding a lot. Then Miss Money in the Bank, Carmelas Music Hit in what was probably the most entertaining part of the night, when Mella desperately trying to get the referee to ring the bell. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Before Charlotte could hear it herself, there was a lot of high-pitched screeching. The crowd was going nuts. Would this be Carmella's moment? Well, one kick later, Carmella got the pin. 1, 2, 3, and now we have a new champ. Wow, she was thrilled. She did a victory lap around the ring, stood on the announcer's table. She was very happy. It's going to suck though when she loses it next week to the first woman that challenges her. Triple threat match between Bobby Roode, Randy Orton and Rusev to see who will be the first to challenge Jinder Mahal for the United States title at the upcoming Backlash pay-per-view. Randy Orton won with an RKO. I would rather see Rusev in a match with Jinder, so hopefully Jinder hangs on to the belt past Backlash to see that happen. Carmella cut a promo in the back about her winning and the person she had to thank. Herself, yes! Carmella Bliss. Daniel Bryan faced off against the WWE champ AJ Styles. A lot of great offensive moves by Bryan, really keeping AJ on the defensive the first half of the match. AJ was able to get cooking, but Daniels was on fire and kept dominating. It all came to an abrupt end when Nakamura pulled a run-in and savagely beat Styles. The ref called the match and brought the show to an end. A lot of good stuff going on in the show. The highlight being Carmella getting the belt from Charlotte. Superstar Shakeup. Next week is the Superstar Shakeup, which means some of the Raw stars will be headed to SmackDown and some SmackDown stars will come to Raw. So what do I want to see? I don't know, that's really tough to say. I really don't think a shake-up is needed. In the women's division, Charlotte now needs to chase down her belt from Carmella on SmackDown, but also getting in her way are Natty, Naomi and Becky. So I really like the way that things are heating up. And on Raw, Nia Jax just got the top spot. And not only does she have to contend with Alexa Bliss and Mickie James, but Sasha and Bayley are going to want a shot at the title. Not to mention Ronda Rousey. Things are already interesting in the women's division. The only thing I can think of is to move Charlotte to Raw, not chase the belt, but to take on Ronda. That would be pretty awesome. Now, I do like Carmella, but there's no way she's going to be able to hold on to that championship title. So maybe Asuka or Alexa Bliss will switch to Smackdown. I take it from her. We'll see. So who do you want to see switch shows? Drop me a comment and let me know. So WrestleMania week ends with a bang. A lot of interesting things took place, and now we have the Superstar Shakeup coming. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. I'll be back next week to talk about everything that happens on Raw and SmackDown, as well as any news I see or you send me. If you have any questions, be sure to ask them on my Instagram. You can find me at Tanya Tate. All my other links are in the description. And for the love of God, kick into my Patreon. If you smell what the Tanya is cooking.